Over the next 4 minutes, Rhythm and I are going to tell you everything you need to know about the final days of August, a look into Labor Day long weekend, and what back-to-school weather should look like right across Canada. So we're really going long range with this one, Rhythm. And of course, conditions can be very changeable. We are getting into that transitional time of year. So this is the big question. Is summer holding on for the final week of August, or is fall rushing in?
Well, for folks across eastern Canada, it looks like some of you are still going to have summer sticking around. More particularly down towards the southern regions of southern Ontario, nudging into Quebec, summer is going to stick around. Atlantic Canada, you really see those changeable conditions, troughing, nudging on in, a little bit of that moisture and humidity still sticking around. When we take a look into Tuesday, more of those seasonal conditions across Atlantic Canada, southern Ontario, Windsor 32, feeling like 41.
And we know going into September, we can get some of our hottest days, let's call it, of the summer. So even if you are seeing a cool down in some regions, it's not the start to fall just yet. So I just want to preempt that before we get into the forecast for Western Canada.
And that is the perfect transition. We are going to be taking a look at some seasonal conditions coming once again as we're heading into Monday, the early parts of the week for the southern ends of BC and the prairies. But it's going to be this trough, this cold front, very strong in nature. That's going to bring below seasonal conditions widespread into Alberta and then pushing into regions of Manitoba and Saskatchewan. So I just want to take a look at these temperatures. Heading into Wednesday, Calgary 16 degrees. It's going to be unsettled. It's going to be rainy. Vancouver still slightly below seasonal, but getting up there slowly. So those are those cooler temperatures, making it feel closer to autumn.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be ordering that pumpkin spice latte in Calgary as we go through the mid of this week. But we're still talking rain, potential for some snow in higher elevations, but this system, mainly rain, right, Rhythm?
Mainly rain. Now, we will be looking at those freezing levels dropping down to around 1,900 meters as we're heading towards your Tuesday. So if you're anything near that, expect some snow, but mainly rain, especially for the western coast of British Columbia. As it moves into Alberta, you'll still be getting a little bit of push of rain, upwards of 30 to 40 millimeters expected for areas like Edmonton down to Red Deer. All
right, now we already have the last long weekend of the summer coming to us, the Labor Day long weekend. So let's take a look at some of those patterns across the country as people are maybe planning that last camping trip or the last trip up to the cottage.
Well, Western Canada, you get that trough earlier in the week, but as we head towards the long weekend, BC, Alberta, you get into this above seasonal push of a warmer air, sunnier conditions thanks to this ridge building on in. But as that trough transitions further towards the east, yes, that troughing does set up right over Quebec into northern regions of Ontario. So those cooler shots of air are definitely going to be an issue as we take a look into Sunday for areas like the Maritimes and into Quebec. But taking a look at temperatures both sides of the country, what we are going to be looking at is, well, sunny conditions on Sunday. A little bit of instability sticking around with the troughing over Labrador City, but Halifax, but mainly looking at seasonal conditions. It's going to be a nice long weekend, which is always nice to have right before school starts for a lot of them.
Absolutely. You know, looking at that map there Sunday on September 1st, not many people can complain about that. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty fresh. But Rhythm, as we go into that first week of September back to school, what can you tell the students and the teachers?
Like we already said, that troughing that's going to set up over the weekend, that's going to give you a good idea. So we are going to be taking a look at some of those temperatures down towards southern Ontario, Atlantic Canada, below seasonal, but in the west, that ridge holding on, and those above seasonal temperatures are going to be sticking around.
All right, Rhythm, thanks for breaking that one down.